Stay tuned to meet one of America's top trial lawyers, J. Edward Bell III.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Michael J. Swanson. Michael is the author of How David Beats Goliath and is the CEO of Advocate Capital. And now, here's Michael.
South Carolina native J. Edward Bell III, founder and senior partner of Bell Legal Group in Georgetown, is an attorney, businessman, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. In a career spanning more than 30 years, he has distinguished himself as a top litigation attorney at every level. Ed has tried more than 300 major cases throughout the United States and is recognized by Martindale-Hubbell as an AV preeminent peer-rated attorney. Bell's work in the legal field is extensive and renowned, yet more notable is his work with students and young attorneys. His history of mentoring students interested in pursuing the law has included assistance with financial aid, internships, and housing for national and international students. Recently, he became president of the Charleston School of Law, where he continues to serve legal students. In the field of business, Ed is the chairman of the board of directors of Garden and Gun Magazine, Garden and Gun Land, and the Litchfield Company, a coastal real estate business. And now, here's Ed Bell. Hi, Ed.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. How are things down your way?
Well, everything seems to be getting ready for the summer. School's getting close to being out, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, boy, the trees in my yard are blooming now. They look fantastic. So it almost feels like summer in Nashville already.
I bet.
So I was reading recently, Ed, about what has been called the greatest environmental disaster in the United States history. It surprised me to learn that it was called a case having to do with Camp Lejeune. Can you tell us about that?
You know, it's a horrible case. For over 35 years, the U.S. government put fuel oil and jet fuels into the ground, and they got into the water of those who lived and worked at Camp Lejeune. This went on for 35 years. The government knew about it, but yet they let people drink this water anyway. So for literally almost 1 million people were exposed to toxic, cancer-causing fuels and all the chemicals that go into your gasoline and jet fuel. It's a horrible case.
And what were some of the effects of that poisoning of folks?
It's one of the largest cancer centers or cancer concentrations, and the government has just finished up a lot of their studies, but literally tens and tens of thousands of people have gotten these specialized cancers that they normally would not have gotten. We have some families, for example, that have 4, 5, 6 people in the family. They all have the same exact identical cancer.
Wow, how horrible. That's awful. And is this affecting mainly military personnel and their families?
Military personnel, their families, maybe those who work there, some of the civilian employees.
So Ed, tell us, how have you been involved in that case as a lawyer?
Our firm has been lead counsel for the multi-district litigation, the MDL, down in Atlanta. We've been lead counsel for a number of years. We also represent some individual clients as well, so we've been heavily involved in it. We're currently involved in having some legislation passed in the U.S. Congress that would help the victims have better access to court, and so those appear to be successful and will be, I'm sure.
Wow. Well, thank you for the work that you and other contingent fee lawyers do in cases like this. If not for you, who would police the government? Certainly they're not going to police themselves. So we know that by taking contingent fee cases like you do, you make it possible for these folks to get some kind of redress. Otherwise, the Seventh Amendment really wouldn't mean anything if not for folks like you. So thank you for that work.
I think some of the biggest challenges we as lawyers in our particular area of the profession faced is the seeming erosion of the ability for individuals to go to court. Everybody's wanting to limit that right. I wish that the Second Amendment fighters for the gun control would fight as hard for the Seventh Amendment.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Send your questions or comments to Michael at mike@howdavidbeatsgoliath.com.